Hey guys, what is up? In this video, we are talking about Ford stock, ticker symbol F. There has been exciting news that has come from Ford, and it will really boost their presence in the EV market and in the commercial vehicle market as well. We will also be talking about other news with Ford and what they plan to do in the EV market. And lastly, what am I going to be doing with Ford stock? So stay tuned. Real quick, if you can give this video an early thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and turn on those post notifications, I would very much appreciate it. And remember, I am not a financial advisor, and so on and so on. Now let's jump right into the video. So Ford Motors has recently announced their development of an electric commercial vehicle. This is a huge deal because Ford's market share in commercial vehicles within the United States is at 50%. They are a huge leader in commercial vehicles. And let me tell you, when I am on the road, I often see commercial vehicle vans for different businesses, and they're always often Ford. You don't see as much Nissan cargo vans, Mercedes-Benz cargo vans, or the Ram cargo vans. Ford is the dominant one at the top of this particular market. And with Ford's EV commercial van, it will change everything. And in my opinion, will accelerate them into being the king of commercial vehicles in the United States. Ford's electric commercial vehicle is the second major electric vehicle to be released as part of Ford's $11.5 billion push into electrification, which the company says will last through 2022. And it's expected to be part of a new segment of all-electric work vans, particularly for Amazon, USPS, and other businesses for their deliveries, maintenance, and other services. The E-Transit will be going in the price range of $45,000, and the range for this van on one single charge will be 126 miles for the smallest version of the van, and as for the larger builds, it is unknown at this time. Now, it may be a low range of miles to some people, but don't doubt this because Ford says that many commercial van owners only average 74 miles per day, which is obviously way lower than 126 miles just for that one single charge. And to add on to that statement from Ford, they also said that these commercial drivers are not driving all the time. They tend to have many fixed and local routes. They're stopping at customers during the day, which is more than likely true. After all, these cargo vans are used for deliveries, transporting goods from different places, going from point A to point B, and things like that. I wouldn't think that these drivers in these businesses are driving nonstop in one day, and also a lot of businesses are not going to spend a lot of money on vans because it has a lot of range. And if Ford were to make these vans with more range, it would just bump up the price way too much. And if we take a look at this article, it says Ford is pitching fleet buyers on a lower total cost of ownership because fuel and maintenance costs are about 40% less than traditional vans. So it will be cheaper to maintain, and after all, businesses are always wanting to keep costs as low as possible. So it should not be too much of a problem in terms of range, but I don't want to speak too soon on that because this is just my own insight on this. However, Ford does seem convinced on this about how these vans are used throughout the day. The van is expected to be capable of 266 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The time to charge the vehicle's battery for additional range varies based on charging power and method, from several hours for typical residential power outlets to approximately 30 miles of range in 10 minutes for dedicated fast chargers. The E-Transit will come in 8 different configurations, including 3 roof heights and 3 lanes, as well as Chase's cab, I believe that's how you say it, and cutaway models that will allow companies to more easily accessorize the vans. Ford also is offering an array of services to monitor and maintain the van, using data coming from built-in modems, which help maximize hours in service, and it represents a big new revenue stream that Ford hasn't had before. And there's many more other features that come along with this EV cargo van, such as driver ID. That gives fleet operators the ability to connect specific drivers with their vehicles. And this will really be a good thing and very important because by associating a driver with a specific vehicle, managers could analyze performance metrics to potentially identify new coaching opportunities to help manage driver performance. And businesses want safe drivers on the road driving their business vans, which is obviously a given. Not only that, the E-Transit will also serve as a mobile power source with 2.4 kilowatts of exportable power. This is a great feature because some drivers may need to charge up some tools that they may be using that day or things like that. Now, what's even more exciting for businesses that will be using Ford's E-Transit is the federal EV tax credit of up to $7,500. But this won't be for a long time because this tax credit phases out after an auto manufacturer sells 200,000 qualifying vehicles, but definitely a huge benefit. Now, Ford does plan to mass produce this commercial EV at a plant in Kansas City, Missouri, which will add 150 permanent full-time jobs and see an additional $100 million poured into it to produce the E-Transit. One last piece of news that is actually huge is that Ford is actually looking to produce its own EV batteries, including the complex cells that power the vehicles, but no plans have been finalized just yet. And the new CEO, Jim Farley, said such production could be a way to offset expected factory job losses because of the fact that EVs require less workers to produce. And this would be beneficial and great for their EV transition and to grow and be versatile in this particular market as they get into it. And if we take a look at this chart for annual fuel costs for cargo vans, you can see the regular gas-powered Ford Transit is in third place for annual fuel costs at $1,924, with the Nissan Envy being the highest, so they are right up there with most costs for fuel. But of course, this is with the assumption of 15,000 annual miles driven and 50-50 city and highway usage, so it will vary, but this is just a quick look at how much is spent for fuel. So that's opportunity with Ford, with businesses transitioning out the gas-powered transits for the electric transits to X out this cost and put that money into the business or elsewhere. Not only that, Ford does say that there is a lot of demand for electric commercial vehicles, which I don't doubt. Part of this demand obviously is because of lowering costs and much more. Now, let's take a look at how the global market outlook for electric commercial vehicles will look like the next few years. The global electric commercial vehicle size is projected to reach 1,890,000 units by 2027 from an estimated 261,000 units in 2019, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 32.7%. Increasing focus on promoting electrification of public transport fleets and increasing demand for zero-emission vehicles in the logistics sector will create opportunities for OEMs to expand their revenue stream and geographical presence. This is an insanely massive rate and leaves so much opportunity with Ford. Now, what am I going to do? Currently, I do not own any shares of Ford, but however, I am going to be investing in them for the long term real soon. They're trading at a really cheap price, and I will be loading up a good amount of shares, and I see a massive opportunity for their e-Transit and overall for their line of EVs they will be producing real soon. After all, Ford is a huge auto manufacturer and is one of the most bought automobile brands, and obtains a huge market share in commercial vehicles as well, so this will be extremely great for them. And for these reasons, in my opinion, I do see Ford stock doubling, even potentially tripling, but this is just my insight. But overall, Ford is a stock we will want to keep an eye on ahead of this news. With that being said, that brings us towards the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it for you all. I also hope to have provided you with some valuable information on Ford stock. Comment down below your thoughts and what you think could happen with Ford. Also, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you aren't already, and turn on those post notifications. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, you guys.